taking in the view. Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode from Longhaul Preacher. Sorry it's taken so long, but this has been quite the week, and I'm having a little trouble just setting something this large up. Today we want to talk about something pretty big after all. It's the idea of exploration as a career in Star Citizen. It's my personal favorite of all the careers so far. To understand what it is, we need an understanding of how humans and other species get around from star system to star system. You see, they use what's called jump points. It's kind of wormholes, if you can remember back to Star Trek DS9. As you can imagine, such a form of travel is quite hazardous. It's found by itself by accident, usually through loss of life. And of course, now because they are seemingly, at least remotely stable, it's become a staple for galactic travel, not unlike the quantum drive, an engine that gets that ship up to near light speed, is a staple for system travel. Now, to navigate such jump points, you need two things. You need a jump engine for a controlled entry and exit from the jump point, and preferably you want an updated navigational chart so that you don't have to guess what jump point goes where. Now, this is where explorers come in. As an explorer, you get paid for something as simple as keeping track of the jump points, making sure that they aren't changing in positions in the system and that they aren't changing positions connecting to other systems as well. And they will change on occasion. So you zip in and out of these jump points, and if you find a change that is not on your charts, you go back and you report it, and you get paid for that. An explorer can also get paid to find new jump points and explore new systems from those jump points, reporting back that information, and that is quite a lot of money right there. Now, because this can take a long time and requires detailed information, every ship marked explorer should, in my opinion, have at least a bed and a good scanner, as well as a jump engine. Now, the reason you need a bed is, let me put it this way. If you log out and you don't have a bed on board, the game assumes that either A, you get destroyed and end up adrift and end up in a hospital somewhere, or B, that you are close enough to the last port that you can actually assume that you flew back there and got a motel room. This is kind of like having a sleeper on a rig. You're either found in a motel or you're found in a hospital. So a bed is kind of important in that sense. Now, the only ship-marked explorer in the long list of ships that Star Citizen sells currently is the Mustang Beta, and I will not be talking about that because it has no scanner. So all it can do really is jump from point A to point B. Everything I talk about here will have a scanner. One, for whatever reason, is actually listed without a jump engine, but compared to a scanner, that's going to be easier to put on your ship aftermarket. Now, let's get started. Now, this first one it's kind of a favorite of mine, I'll admit, but it's only a single crew fighter, which basically makes it not so family friendly. Okay, that being said, it does have one thing that none of the other ones do, and that is a tractor beam. We don't exactly know how it will work yet, and with only 6 cubic units of cargo space, which is smaller than the Mustang or Aurora starter ship, it's hoped that this beam will enable the pilot to move an object into another ship with more cargo space. It also does not list fuel reserves, unlike these other ships, of any kind. The developers have made it known in the past that they intend for fighters to be able to use missile locations for fuel tanks, like the drop tanks on modern fighters, to extend range. So not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so why would you use a single-person ship at all? Well, it can, aside from the tractor beam, it can be used as an escort, which would be nice for explorer missions where you kind of might run into trouble. This can be pirate trouble. It can be alien trouble. There's possibilities out there for needing an escort, so keep that in mind. More of a scout than an escort, the Terrapin is a two-crew craft and is a brand new addition. It was long since promised, but Chris Roberts put it into the lineup that includes the Prospector as one of the career starter series of ships, in this case, the Exploration Starter Ship. The reason it's two crew, it can have both a pilot and a scanning officer. The pilot can do both. This just makes it easier for the person to pilot if they're going into, say, an asteroid belt or something like that, while the scanner officer does the rest. The story behind it is it used to be a military scout ship, so that gives it a sort of a military look as well. Like the 315P, it is not listed as having an added fuel tank. However, it is listed as having a larger fuel tank than is normal for a ship of its size. It's also listed as having a larger power plant than would normally be seen on a ship of its size. And the reason is because it powers a very potent shield. On top of that, you have a sort of a turtle shell armor that can open up in order to drain down the heat from the power supply after trouble is passed. As Chris Roberts put it, it's a hard nut to crack. All in all, this is made for both the beginner explorer and the one that wants a defense that's second to none, all in one single ship. Just do yourself a favor. Don't try taking it into a singularity. Normal hazards will do just fine. Now, the Freelancer DUR is one that everyone has considered for quite a while now to be the true starter exploration ship. It has guns and good amount of speed, cargo space, beds, jump engine, scanner, added fuel tank. It's also in redesign, by the way, so what you're seeing here is not what it will look like when it's finished. If the normal Freelancer is any clue, that should look much better, a lot sleeker design. It will continue to have 4 seats in the cockpit, as well as a science station for scanning, rear turret for defense, though it's listed as only a 2-crew ship. So I don't know how that works out exactly, that they call it a 2-crew ship and yet it has all those seats. I think, based on what other people have said, that it basically means it should have a minimum of 2 crew to be used effectively, but that being said, most players are currently under the impression after flying the regular Freelancer that it can be soloed pretty easily. So 2-crew ship can mean a million different things. Let's just leave it at that. In the meantime, the final thing that makes this a good idea after the Terrapin and before the next size of ship is that it is the largest ship that can fit into the smallest class of jump point. This is where we start talking about jump point size. Jump points come in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. The Freelancer, according to developers, is going to be the largest ship that can fit into the smallest classification of jump points. Now this brings us to what everyone drools over, the Constellation Aquila. It's considered the iconic look behind Star Citizen, according to Chris Roberts, and the hallmark ship of the Constellation series. And of course, that also means that it is built by, guess what? Roberts Space Industries. Yes, Chris Roberts took that on himself. So, this ship you're currently looking at, it is in redesign, but will probably look pretty close to what it looks like right now because of the iconic look. What makes this ship so special compared to all the rest of them? Well, this is the first ship, and therefore the cheapest ship, to include not only the scanner, not only the fuel reserves, not only the beds, the jump engine, blah, blah, blah. It also includes one Ursa rover. Now, I'd show you where it goes, but this current hangar model does not work right. So you're going to have to take my word for it. It comes out of a drop-down cargo area for planetary exploration. For those of us who love speed and flying fun, the Constellation is, well, a flying brick. But it does come with a snub fighter, the Merlin, as an added defense. So all you have to do if you want to have a little bit of flying fun is you drop down into the Merlin and you can fly it all over the place. There have been people using it in racetracks. So that's something also to consider. It's considered to be a 4-person crew, by the way. Now, currently it has 3 seats in the cockpit, science, and weapon turrets, and, of course, the snub fighter makes 6. So you do the math. You want at least 2, I'm guessing, maybe 3 people on board this ship. 4 is ultra comfortable. And if you have not guessed it, yes, this is the ship designated as the example of an exploration ship that can fit into a medium-sized jump point, but not smaller. And finally, there is the creme de la creme, the Carrack. Now, the Carrick is something that's a bit of a mystery still because it is just in concept stage. It has not been finalized in any way, shape, or form. So there's a lot of things we don't know about it. Like the Terrapin, it was formerly a military ship, according to history. The past use is more a matter of speculation than known fact. It has a drop-down garage that has a classified rover. It has a small hangar on top that has a classified scout ship. And it even has classified drones. Mysterious enough for you? Oh, on top of all those question marks, it is currently under redesign, scheduled to be worked on right after the Caterpillar is in full production. What we do know is they anticipate it being a long-range craft, complete with mess hall, living quarters, repair facility, medical bay. No, this is not a small ship. In fact, this is likely to be the smallest ship of the exploration craft that can fit into a large jump point. No, it cannot fit into medium. No, it cannot fit into small. Now, many players have already speculated and hoped that the scout ship that comes out of the hangar will have some kind of a jump engine, maybe a smaller version, to explore medium and small jump points despite the limitations of the Carrack. So there you have it, folks, the current expected lineup of ships for exploring the Star Citizen universe. If you're not intrigued by now, maybe the next ships podcast about the Prospector and Orion mining ships will get your attention. In the meantime, don't forget to like and comment. If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it if you'd also subscribe. We're trying for 100 subscribers so that we can get the customized address from YouTube. You can also become a patron through Patreon for as little as $1 a month with the aim to not only produce better and more fun podcasts, but also to start a college fund for baby Freya. Thank you for joining me for this podcast, and I'll see you on the flip-flop. May the Lord bless you and your family as you explore the possibilities of family fun. Take care, y'all.
Breaker for D out there, Deanna. Hey, D, got your data loggers fixed and ready to go. Where are you headed? Yeah, I know that spot. The one we found last year, right? Well, let me dock and I'll let you get going on your great adventure then. Onward.